Anthropic just released Claude Cowork. Claude Cowork is an absolute game changer. It's an agent that lives directly on your computer and can make changes or edits. For example, it can clean up your desktop. It can organize your downloads folder. It can look at receipts and then create a spreadsheet for you of expenses. But rather than just tell you about Claude Cowork, let's dive into some live use cases, starting with number 1. For this first use case, we're going to do the same one that Anthropic did when they announced Cowork. And that is, we're going to organize this entire desktop so that it's all nicely organized into specific folders. So when you're on Claude Desktop, you'll see this new option here, Cowork. And this is if you are on the Max plan. It is not released if you are not on the Max plan yet, but it will be, so stay tuned. I'm going to ask Claude Cowork, so I'm going to give it access to my desktop, okay? And I'm going to ask Claude Cowork, organize my desktop. Now, when you ask Cowork a command, it's going to ask you some questions so that it can best serve what you're trying to accomplish. So for here, it's asking me, how would you like me to organize your desktop? I'm just going to go ahead and go with recommended. Guys, look at that. How insane is that? Everything on the desktop is getting organized into these folders that we see down here. Look at that. It organized 155 files, 11 PDFs, 2 screenshots, and 1 video. Now my desktop has 4 clean folders instead of 170 loose files. Look at that. How crazy was that? And that literally happened in maybe 30 seconds or a minute. Now, let's dive into use case number 2. For this second use case, we're going to take this folder of receipts I have here and turn them into a spreadsheet of expenses. So let's start. Take these receipts and turn them into a spreadsheet of expenses. Okay, it finished the spreadsheet, so let's take a look. How insane is that? It took all 10 receipts, categorized them. I have descriptions and for each one via line items, and then all of the totals, subtotals, tax, and tips. And what's amazing about this is I gave it a very generic prompt. I said, just create a spreadsheet of expenses, but it made it so much better because it added category, description, subtotal, tax, tip. It could have just made 3 columns of expenses and called it a day. That was crazy. Let's go to the next use case, number 3. For this third use case, let's try and get a little bit creative. These are photos of whenever I took a trip to Virginia. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I take a trip, it's a pain in the butt to organize them afterwards. So let's see if Cowork can just do that for me. Organize the photos in this folder, and then let's say by people and landscape. Okay, it looks like it finished classifying the photos. Now it's going to actually start moving those photos into their respective folders. And I think it's doing that now. Yeah, it is. It's moving all of these photos in these 2 folders down here. That is insane. I'm trying to think about the use cases for this. I feel like for, people who just take photos for fun, it's going to be really helpful. But can you imagine this for like a wedding photographer? That is such a big pain in the post-production for those photographers, is doing everything, organizing them, looking through all the photos, making sure they're good, classifying them, tagging them, categorizing them. And Claude just did all of that for me in, what was that? Maybe 5 minutes? It's crazy. Let's look at another use case. For this fourth use case, let's do something kind of fun. I don't know about you guys, but I always hoard a ton of screenshots on my computer. So here I've done a demo. I've taken a bunch of screenshots and completely cluttered my entire desktop. Let's see if Claude can help me either delete or organize these screenshots. Help me delete all of these screenshots. Let's see what it says or does. Here it's asking for confirmation. I say yes. And there we go. It literally deleted all 107 screenshots on my desktop. That is such a good use case to unclutter a lot of what we accumulate over time. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have so many screenshots that I always struggle with and forget to delete. Claude Cowork literally just came out yesterday, and we reviewed 4 interesting use cases. Cowork gets way more insane though once we introduce things like connectors. The sky is honestly the limit for what Cowork can do, and I'm so excited to test this tool to its max capability. Guys, I mean, literally, think about it. It deleted the screenshots off my desktop. It organized the photos from my trip. It organized my entire desktop. It's insane, and I can't wait to see what else we can build.